7 Little Johnstons, derogatory slur, shouted at family during fair outing. Little Johnston star Alex Johnston and his girlfriend, Allie Smith, have been dating for several years, and recently, he and his family spent time at a county fair in Ohio with her. Unfortunately, cameras caught a stranger shouting a derogatory slur at the Johnston family during the fair outing. Ahead of the Tuesday, March 31st episode of 7LJ, TLC shared an exclusive sneak peek of the tense moment with Parade. "Hey, look at the all," an underage boy shouted at the beginning of the clip as Amber Johnston, her daughter, Emma Johnston, Alex, Allie, and Allie's family members walked by carnival games, rides, and food booths. In a confessional with producers, Alex admitted, "Going to the fair, I kind of expected people to stare at us, to take pictures of us, like whisper about us. That's just to be expected whenever we go to a big outing like that. So it's just what I expected." As footage of the Johnstons playing games and enjoying fair food played, shots of fairgoers staring and recording them on their phones were also featured. 7 Little Johnstons, derogatory slur shouted at family during fair outing. Amber and Trent's son, Jonah Johnston, also reflected on what it's like for their family to attend festivals and theme parks. People at the fair are going to stop. They're going to absorb for 5 seconds. If they have the courage, they'll come up and ask your name, things like that. Or you get the pictures. It's something we've had to deal with since we were little kids. In old 7LJ footage, a much younger Liz Johnston confessed, "Yeah, it hurts our feelings really bad, of people staring and making rude comments to her family in public." Present-day Trent then pointed out, "We should be able to enjoy an amusement park or a carnival and great carnival food just like everyone else. But we can't." Amber added to producers, "And that's where you go back to. We're not looked at as humans. We're not. We're looked at objectively." "It's ignorance," Trent insisted. "They don't have the understanding and realize how rude and disrespectful they're being." 7 Little Johnston's fans accuse Emma Johnston of scamming backlash. Explodes. Online Emma Johnston, best known as the youngest member of the TLC reality show 7 Little Johnstons, has been making headlines. But not for the show this time. Beyond the cameras, Emma runs her own Etsy shop, Emma's Rings and Things, where she sells jewelry ranging from rings and bracelets to earrings and stickers. Recently, some fans noticed that one of her products looked strikingly familiar, sparking conversations across social media. The item in question? A pair of pink lightning bolt earrings outlined in silver. One Reddit user shared their discovery. "Decided to do a quick Google search of Emma's Rings and Things, and these lightning bolt earrings stuck out to me. I knew I saw them from somewhere." Hobby Lobby. She's charging $40.00, but on their website, they are on sale for $3.99. While Emma's earrings were reportedly fitted with hooks, a small modification compared to the Hobby Lobby version, fans debated whether this justified the steep price. One commenter jokingly wrote, "Others suggested that Emma's fame might be influencing the markup. Outrageous markup for crappy jewelry. She's banking on her fame just like her parents. Emma is such a nice soul. I hope she remains that way." Another fan offered a possible explanation from a business perspective. Worth noting that it's also possible she purchased the charms from a wholesaler, the same one that Hobby Lobby uses. So, it's possible she literally bought these for approximately $1, added the earring posts, which are about 25 cents when purchased in bulk, and is charging $40. Reactions online were mixed. Some fans shared their own experiences with Emma's products, while others expressed disappointment at the perceived resale. "She doesn't make anything. She buys it and resells it. I ordered bracelets from her last year and it took forever for her to ship. I immediately recognized those as Hobby Lobby charms." She also markets them as homemade, which is an incredibly generous way to say she added the earring posts. The origami, the beads, and this. They're not lucrative ideas at all. Whether it's a case of clever entrepreneurship or controversial pricing, Emma Johnston's Etsy shop has certainly caught the attention of fans, and not always in the way she might have hoped. 7 Little Johnstons getting permanently replaced by new show Little Singles, after a boring season. 7 Little Johnstons has been gradually losing its fame and popularity with each passing season. Season 17 focused heavily on Liz and Bryce's wedding planning and the loss of Trent's mother. While those were emotional moments, many fans felt the show had lost its spark. After the last season, their storylines felt too familiar and became a snooze fest. Fans started asking out loud whether the show had run its course. And now, TLC has a brand new show that is turning heads, Little Singles. It premiered this year and featured 5 friends who take the vacation of a lifetime. With its refreshing new storyline, the show has great potential to replace the boring 7 Little Johnstons. Little Singles. Meet the cast of TLC's exciting new show. The new cast of Little Singles is here. First, John is the heart of the Little Singles group. He brought everyone together and keeps the crew connected. He shares a tight bond with Stephanie and Sammy, but that friendship is about to get messy. Stephanie and Sammy have been secretly hooking up behind John's back. Stephanie wants something serious and is thinking long-term. Sammy just wants to party and keep things casual. That clash alone is going to cause some serious drama this season. J.A. is a powerhouse performer who toured with Miley Cyrus and worked on Broadway. She has had failed relationships before, but is not looking for love right now. Then there is Krista, the group's princess. Everyone adores her. She has never partied with little people before or dated one either. This Palm Springs trip is about to change everything for her. Little Singles can potentially replace 7 Little Johnstons. Why? New TLC show. Little Singles is already creating quite the buzz. This Little People show is a stark contrast to another show for little people, 7 Little Johnstons, which fell flat last season. Little Singles premiered with a bang, and Palm Springs' energetic life breathed life into viewers. In the show, 5 friends take a vacation of a lifetime to Palm Springs. Even though they already face annoyance in public, they are still positive. Fans are already liking the new show. After a dull season of 7 Little Johnstons, Little Singles will bring in the dramatic messiness that many are looking forward to. One enthusiastic fan called the new show the Jersey Shore of Little People. Another thinks the cast probably hounded producers at Little People conventions while filming 7 Little Johnstons, and TLC probably set up auditions. If that is true, there is no way of knowing for sure, but fans are already discussing the show. The cast is interesting to say the least. All the secrets between them, as well as their dating life, will be exposed in this dramatic season. TLC's show for Little People might have run its course with 7 Little Johnstons, but Little Singles might keep the dreary hope alive. With a whole season ahead, there is a lot to come and enjoy. Either way, the new show has viewers hyped. The family travels to San Diego for the annual LPA conference in a new episode of 7 Little Johnstons airing. Those without cable can watch the show for free through Philo or DirecTV, each of which offers a free trial to new users. Sling is another option for streaming the show, and promotional offers are available. The Johnstons of Forsyth, Georgia, are the world's largest known family of achondroplasia dwarfs. Achondroplasia is a genetic disorder of bone growth, but the series demonstrates that size only matters in the amount of love the Johnstons provide, according to TLC Trent, a ground supervisor at a local college, and housewife Amber have 2 biological children, Jonah and Elizabeth, while Anna, Alex, and Emma were adopted from Russia, Korea, and China, respectively. Each episode deals with everything from high-drama soccer tryouts to a disastrous attempt at a birds and bees discussion, all framed by the family tackling a massive renovation of their 6,000-square-foot, circa 1891 home. In the new episode, the family travels to San Diego for the annual LPA conference. Liz surprises her best friends with a big question, while Jonah, Alex, and Emma nervously face off with a falcon. Back home, Liz and Bryce's early wedding plans raise concerns. Exclusive. 7 Little Johnstons stars lay bare. Nightmare of turning family home into an idyllic venue for Liz and Bryce's wedding. Lot goes into sprucing up a house to ready it for hosting an event, as the stars of 7 Little Johnstons learned when planning a wedding in the backyard of the family home in Georgia. For Liz Johnston and Bryce Bolden, who share daughter Leighton Bolden, 2, and just announced that they have another baby on the way, transforming the Johnston family's ranch-style abode in Forsyth into a bona fide wedding venue for their November 2025 nuptials meant clearing infected trees from the backyard field where they intended to place a tent for the reception. Throughout the TLC series that features the tight-knit family of 7 who all have achondroplasia dwarfism, the Peach State property owned by Liz's parents, Amber and Trent Johnston, has served as home base for Liz and her 4 siblings, Jonah, Anna, Alex, and Emma. Shortly after Liz got engaged to her longtime boyfriend in May 2025 during a beach vacation to Pensacola, the bride-to-be decided there'd be no better place to say, "I do," than her mom and dad's sprawling estate. So the family sprang into action to plan the fall affair. Liz and Bryce's road to the outdoor altar has taken center stage on season 17 of the show, which premiered. But excitement over the couple's engagement very quickly turned into stress about wedding day logistics, with all the talks about the timeline, concerns over costs, and an eventful dress shopping trip. On an upcoming episode of the show, Liz, along with Bryce and her parents, meet Julie, the wedding planner, for a site visit behind the Johnston home to work out where everything will go on the big day and what will need to be removed beforehand. In an exclusive clip from the forthcoming episode, titled "It's Giving Bridesmaids," the Johnstons welcome Julie into their farmhouse-inspired entryway, and the wedding expert wastes no time taking the lead of the meeting. "Y'all ready to plan?" she says. "Yeah, let's go see it." As the group makes its way through white French doors and out to the backyard, Trent casually drops some advice for his future son-in-law about how to handle what's about to be discussed. "I've already told Bryce the best way to get through this is to say, 'It looks great.'" "Oh, I think that's fabulous," suggests Trent. Having been through this many times before, Julie concurs the best thing for Bryce to say is, "Yes, whatever you want, honey." While walking down a dirt path that is shaded by a grove of mature trees with a bed of green sprouts at the base, Liz explains the most important objective she hopes to achieve by inviting Julie out to her parents' home. "So, Julie and I have been having a lot of talks with each other in regards to planning this wedding down in my parents' field, and we've shared lots of inspirations and stuff. But she wants to get to the real view and to start nailing down where all of our big items will be," she says. Armed with a file full of paperwork and sketches of the proposed outdoor floor plan, Julie jumps into wedding planning mode. "So because we did a little mock-up of everything, so tent here," she starts before Trent interrupts to ask how big the tent will be. "It's a 66 by 43 sailcloth tent, which has, the wood poles and is really pretty," answers Julie. Amber has questions too, and tries to articulate her understanding of the party layout. "And so the reception tent is going to house people eating dinner, and it's going to house the dance floor and the DJ," she posits. Liz confirms that indeed, the large tent she wants to erect in the backyard for the reception is where most of the people are going to be for that night. Julie seems pleased by the size of the Johnstons' land, but expresses worry over the positioning of one particular tree. "This should be plenty of room. This tree right here is probably my only concern," she says. Thankfully, Trent reveals that the hardwood in question is already slated to be cut down. "So, you see that tree is getting ready to come down for liability purposes," he mentions while pointing to the trunk and branches of a tree specimen that appear to be unhealthy. Meanwhile, Amber motions to another tree that's placed in a potentially problematic spot. "Yes, but we probably need to go ahead and get rid of this tree," she adds. Even when Trent voices that the trees on the chopping block are a beautiful oak and a sweet gum, Amber bulldozes ahead with her recommendation. "Well then, take both of them out," she states without beating around the bush. In a behind-the-scenes moment away from the full wedding planning posse, Trent expresses some disappointment with the projected tree strategy, but ultimately concedes his wife is right. "I guess a 2-hour wedding is more important than a 50-year-old tree, so we have to take down definitely 2 trees," he begins. "But when you ask me, I'm like, oh gosh, we had dead trees down here. I have about 4 trees that need to come down." With the root of the problem determined, it seems the Johnstons will need to log some hours removing trees in their backyard if they want to officially grow their family tree through the wedding of Liz and Bryce's dreams.